Number 1. The Dark Mage's Return to Enlistment. Minjin Kim, an ordinary high school senior in Korea, was suddenly summoned to another world, where he became a dark mage. Determined to return home, he overcame all sorts of hardships and saved the other world with black magic before leaving all his wealth and glory as a hero behind to return to Earth. However, before he could fully enjoy his life, a problem arose. A dungeon break had occurred and monsters came pouring out. Threatening his comfortable days. Therefore, Minjin, who had just returned to Earth, had no choice but to enlist on the very next day. Number 2. Medicine Genius Wizard. Having reached his talent limit on magic, the protagonist was sent to the gaming world as punishment, to a huge city named Valken. In order to survive, he builds relationships with other people and investigates the secret behind the closed world, striving to prevent the end of the world. Number 3. Poison-eating healer Kian Haesun is the protagonist who's terminally ill because of various poisons. Kian Haesun, who was never welcome anywhere, will have his story of becoming the strongest hunter play out on an Earth upon which dungeons and monsters have broken out. Number 4. Real-life player No Yuna. After losing his family and closing off his heart, he just wanted to kill the monsters he loathed. He regressed before his life came to an end in the deepest part of what was impossible for mankind to raid. Since he'd been reborn as a baby, let's make this life different. He will do anything for the sake of his happiness. He'll kill in order to live, and he'll do his best to survive, even if he have to walk a thorny road by himself without anyone acknowledging him in this life. Number 5. I picked a hammer to save the world. After defeating the commander of the 7th Corps of the Demon King's army, Tiny was about to die. However, in a desperate situation where the destruction of mankind cannot be prevented, the last surviving comrade, Sword Emperor, uses the power of an heirloom to send Tiny back in the past. Tiny, who has returned from being the strongest knight on the continent to an orphan in the slums, gains new powers that he did not possess in his previous life. Can Tiny in this life prevent the extinction of mankind? Number 6. Pick Me Up. In the mobile gacha game infamous for its atrocious difficulty, the master ranked 5th in the world, Loki, loses consciousness while raiding the dungeon. What? I'm a game character now? After waking up, Loki realizes he has turned into a level 1, one-star hero, Han. To return to Earth, he must lead the newbie master and heroes and clear the 100th floor of the dungeon. You messed with the wrong guy. This is the story of hard carrying by Master Loki, who never accepts even a single defeat. Number 7. Infinite Mage. This is the tale of a boy dreaming about infinity as a human. Found abandoned in a stable, Shironi is the son of a hunter, and a peasant through and through. Despite hardships, he's a genius that manages to learn to read by himself and becomes obsessed with it. Brimming with genius talent, he goes to the city with his father where he learns about magic, beginning his journey as an explosive rising star. Number 8. Moonshadow Sword Emperor. What a dogshit life, honestly. Though he had become a disciple of the heavenly demon amidst the strife-filled demonic sect, Yeon So-woon gets betrayed by his disciple brother and comes to meet his end. However, when he woke up, he's back to the time when he was a kid, before he got dragged into the demonic sect. Loath to repeat his hellish life in the demonic sect, Yeon So-woon begins to plan for his new life. I'll enact revenge on the demonic sect, become an elder of the Murim Union, and thus live a prosperous and respected life. Number 9. The part-time nation of the gods. Devoid of professional skills, unemployed Yu Dam-duk was forced to take a part-time job. Frustrated with his pathetic life, he vents to the gods, gets stricken by lightning, and passes out. Hiring. God is waiting for you. When he wakes up, he finds a status window floating before his eyes. Since I have nothing to lose anyway, let's go with the flow. Jumping into God's part-time world to have a better life, the adventure of Yu Dam-duk, who became the lowest class god in the part-time world, begins.